On this episode, I'm going to show you how to make the best homemade waffles that work perfectly every time. My recipe includes a secret ingredient for waffles, as good as any waffle you can get in any restaurant. You always want to turn that waffle line on at least 10 minutes beforehand. Before we start mixing these, I've preheated my oven to 250 Fahrenheit and I've got a rimmed baking sheet with a cooling rack on there. So as the waffles cook, I'm going to place them on there and keep them warm in the oven so they don't go cold on the countertop. So to start making the waffle, the first thing we want to do is mix the ingredients. You'll notice I've got some buttermilk and I've got some regular milk. Buttermilk makes a waffle really tasty, and milk makes a waffle really crispy. The combination of the two will give us a waffle that's really crispy but full of flavor. So I'm going to add the milk to the bowl, and I'm going to add the buttermilk to the bowl, and now I'm going to add 4 eggs. The eggs are going to be part of the leavening agent. That's going to help us get a nice rise to it. And we talked about a secret ingredient. That secret ingredient is vanilla extract. Yes, vanilla extract. It adds this wonderful flavor. You'll notice when you take a bite of that waffle, you'll go through the exterior crispiness, the fluffy center, and then you'll have this perfume, and that perfume comes from vanilla extract. And then we're going to add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So I'm just going to break up the egg yolks and I'm going to start to whisk this together. And the normal process is mixing the wet ingredients and mixing the dry ingredients and then bringing them together to incorporate. So we're just giving these a whisking. And that's how simple it is. Waffle iron's ready, and we'll give it a couple of more minutes just to make sure those plates are really hot. I'm going to place them to one side and I'm going to bring in our big bowl. I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is perfect for waffles because it contains about 10 to 11.2% protein. That's going to give us a waffle that's light, fluffy and crispy with a good chew. To this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then we've got 2 leavening agents. We've got some baking powder, 1 teaspoon, and then we've got half a teaspoon of baking soda, and that's going to work well with the buttermilk. And then this will also make it nice and brown because it changes the pH. So now that we've got the flour mixed all together with the leavening agents, we've also got a pinch of salt in there. We're going to start to add our wet ingredients. So we're going to incorporate the buttermilk, the milk and the eggs and the butter. So as you take a look at the batter, it's going to have the consistency of a yogurt, not a Greek yogurt, a regular yogurt, as you can see. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to make this waffle batter. I like to purchase a waffle iron with a dial on the front. That way I can adjust how hot it gets to how I like the waffle cooked, similar to your toaster. A good waffle iron should have non-stick plates on it. With these non-stick plates, we don't have to add any butter or any oil to it. If you've got an older machine, you may want to do that. If you ever find your waffle sticking, you may just want to turn up the heat or let it cook a little bit longer. When it comes to measuring out the batter, please take a look at the manual for your machine. Normally the manufacturer will give you instructions of how much you can add. It's normally between half a cup to 2/3 of a cup. So I'm going to add about 2/3 of a cup of the batter to the waffle, and I'm adding it to the center of the waffle iron. So at this stage now we're going to turn the waffle over, turning it over, and this is going to help the waffle spread out and inflate, and we'll let this cook until it beeps. Look at that waffle. It's fabulous. It's got that golden color to it. I had said earlier on that I preheated my oven. We want to let them stay warm in the oven on a tray with a cooling rack. So I'm going to place this in the oven and I'm going to make some more waffles. You can see just how light and fluffy this is and how crisp it's going to be.